Hey, Internet.
So what?
All right, so hey, Internet, welcome to Worldview Everlasting, your favorite YouTube addiction.
Nah, I don't think so. Worldview ever what? Fisking?
Worldview Everlasting. Jonathan Fisk.
Who's that?
Fisk?
Yeah,
Fisk.
Welcome to Worldview Everlasting, my favorite YouTube. What?
Addiction.
Welcome to Worldview Everlasting, your favorite YouTube addiction.
Am I wearing the same clothes that I was wearing a couple days ago? Well, no, it was just a couple minutes ago for me. Crazy how that works. Yeah. So for today's show, we're going to do some of that stuff that the Lutheran Ninja Clan is making possible, which was not as possible before because of the amount of editing work that it takes. And this guy, Peter Slayton, your friend and mine, lives and breathes and subsides upon your willingness to join him in his efforts to battle evil through video editing. That's what we call this Lutheran Ninja Clan. $5 a month to keep his salary going and move it forward so we can do more and more of this kind of Worldview Everlasting television. The show as we have it now, we got big dreams, big hopes. We hope to bring more of that information to you soon. Maybe not in the next few weeks, but at the very least by the end of summer and the beginning of fall. Some of the, well, cool things we could do if we would, I don't know, kickstart a brand new TV channel or something like that. Yeah. But for now, we are going to do something else we wouldn't normally be able to do when I'm the only editor, and that is continue to look at other media that's out there in the YouTube world that maybe is telling you about Jesus, and maybe isn't telling you about Jesus, and maybe is telling you the wrong things about Jesus. And yet again, this is a video I haven't even seen yet as I'm responding to it, but let's tack in and see. It's one that I've been told needs to be reviewed, and let's find out.
Email.
Falling Plates. 389,572 views. Whoa, like totally emotionally overpowering. What's it supposed to be doing to me? And this is kind of one of the things about media, right? Video media is always trying to make you feel. It's what it does. It's trying to almost shock you. And it didn't used to necessarily have to be shocked, but we've become so numb to it that now, if it isn't hitting hard, if it isn't jarring, it is almost boring. And so what you just saw there was three really powerful images: a crashing plate, a drowning person, and a bunch of fire. It's supposed to like wake you up, make you pay attention, which I guess has got my attention, but why? That's what I want to know, why? Because otherwise it's just manipulating me, you know?
You.
Ooh, right after the you eyeball. Ooh, another very visceral, powerful image, the human eye, bright, shiny, wrinkly, sick in some ways because your skin's kind of gross when you get real close to it, yeah? And then it says you, me. Oh, that's what I like to hear about. Why? Why?
Look at your eyes. Look at them. Speckled, colorful, each one unique.
So we got some more images that are like really high graphic intense, that close-up of the flower, and it's supposed to be like me, but I don't even know what me is about yet, but my eyes are special. And then he says unique, different, I am at the center, I'm better than. See, and it doesn't really mean to say you're better than other people, but that's what the word special means, right? So, okay, why? What's the purpose here? This is going to be about what? I mean, I don't have any clue what this video is about. What I do know is that the message that you are special is not the message of the church or Christianity. In fact, if anything, the message of the church and Christianity is that you are not special. You are common. You are profane even, which is what common means, profane. You are so profane that you're just like everybody else, particularly in your sinful state, your standard rebellion against God, your fact that you prefer to think you're special and no one else is, to the effect that you're unwilling to suffer on anyone else's behalf. Like, I mean, I was just talking about this the other day with somebody that I was at Trader Joe's and I'm in line and the line's going too slow and I'm like, burn and they take the peasants. How dare you make me wait more than 2 minutes to check out, you know? And it's like, why? Why? Because I think I'm special. And I'm, you know, increasingly our generation is really rude about this. I mean, the boomers were pretty rude themselves, but it's like, well, let's just say if you get a chance to read this book, you really should do it. It'll blow your mind. Narcissism Epidemic by Gene Twenge. And it studies, you know, 20, 30-year-olds and comes to the assessment that we are the most self-centered generation on a psychological profile level. I mean, we're talking, not psychopath, but we're talking on sociopathic levels.
Winning, win here, win there, win everywhere.
We are so self-centered because, well, we are the first generation to have been raised on an entire intellectual diet of education saying you are special, and we believe it. I'm so special that you're not. But, well, anyway, it's kind of a different topic, something worth looking at. Maybe it's what this video is going to be about. But, you know, one of the things about the church is when the church stops preaching the actual gospel, it runs out of things to say, and so it starts looking around at the culture and the trends and the climate for something to say, and it starts grabbing on and just preaching what everything else is preaching, yeah? And so this is one of the ways to know whether your church is preaching false teaching or not, is if the church's teaching matches the culture's teaching, pretty good chance it ain't what the Bible says. Yeah, I mean, you know, betting odds. Let's see. You're special because you got eyeballs and fire and drowning.
And I created every one of them.
Oh, now it's God speaking. Okay. But he's like this young man with like cheesy ambient guitar sounds. All right. But it's true. God did create us all, and we are unique in that we're different, and we are individual in that we are souls. I am not you and you are not I. Although we're not separate from each other either. We're children of Adam, and there's this like organic reality that all humanity is Adam, just as all the new humanity is Jesus. Different topic. But so what's the purpose? Well, God created you. True. Why? What are you trying to teach me now with all these visceral images?
I created everything. The universe and you.
Okay, so now I'm supposed to be really special because I'm not special because he created everything. So I'm really not that set apart because even like, the dust and bugs were created by God and he created me too. But no, because I put all this effort into the universe and I created you, therefore you're special. I mean, that really is what I'm supposed to be getting out of this. I mean, it is pretty crazy though. God created the universe. That image of the stars and the nebulas, and that stuff's nuts, right? But still, okay, so I'm supposed to like feel good? Is this the gospel that God created me? Because it's not the gospel.
I gave you your personality.
You know how much of that I could do without? Really? I mean, really? It's your fault that I'm the jerk that I am? Oh, no, it's not? That's what I've done to ruin myself? Oh. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, which one of us doesn't like ourselves, right? I think I'm pretty funny and clever and all that. I'm sure you do too. Not that you think I am, but that you think you are. But, is everything about my personality God's idea? And should I just rejoice in that fact? Should I even use that as my excuse to say it's God's idea? That I am the way I am. And so therefore, he made me this way. You know how many sins that's been used to excuse in the recent cultural, socio-cultural battles that we've seen in our country? And all that aside, I mean, okay, so he gave me my personality, and great. For me, like, am I a gift to me? I'm my own gift to me and therefore the gift to the world? Or is the entire point of him creating us as individuals so that we could not see ourselves, like you, like me, my eyes in a window, with my eyes in a mirror of a video with some flowers, but that I could see you and you could see me, and that we, being more than just me, could actually be something different, and that life could be about not me, but about you. Not you, but about me, as in the neighbor, as in vocation, as in community. Oh, but God created me, so I'm special. Huh? I mean, really, maybe it's going to go somewhere else. I'm just waiting. It's like, okay, you're trying to manipulate me, and now you're telling me how great I am. I don't need to hear that. I can tell myself that. And it's a problem when I do.
I made you pure.
In Adam, yeah, long time ago. No more, not really. Now it's just lying. Yeah, not pure. No. All have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. Yeah. There is no one righteous. No, not one. Read Romans sometime. I mean, maybe this isn't even biblical. I don't know. I mean, well, Crew Global. Wonder who made this. Pure? Not in sin did my mother conceive me. Good enough for David, that's good enough for me.
Complex.
Oh, sweet. It's looking at some Mac stuff. So now I'm like complex like Mac. Cult of Mac. Wow.
And every day, I give you life. I love you.
It's just moving so fast and these images are so weird. I give you life and there's a light bulb that's shining. Okay, and this is true. He is the sustainer of life in spite of the fact that I'm not pure and deserve to be destroyed. He keeps me alive in order to save me, or to save you. And that in fact is because he loves you, me, us. God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. But then that whole marriage ring on the finger thing, it's not, I mean, it is true that in the biblical sense, Christ is the husband of the church, but it's not about, romantic love, and that's wiggy. We shouldn't really be comfortable with that. When God says that he loves the world, it's not in this romantic, as in eros, as in we're going to procreate tonight kind of thing. It's more in like pure charity and compassion and just total giving of self. Yeah. I'm sorry, that's not what the image of a ring going on a bride's finger really calls to mind. In our culture, that's not what it's supposed to call to mind. I mean, sad but true.
But something happened.
Oh, good. They're actually going to tell the real story. So he created us pure, but we're not now. Good. This is a nice shift. I'm really glad they're doing this part, although from the start it was a little confusing, yeah, because they said that we're pure. Well, anyway, so we're not pure. Good.
You cheated on me.
Yes, but not in the romantic sense, but yes.
You didn't trust me.
True, in Adam, and then inherited from Adam, we did not trust him. Good.
You sinned.
Yes, we sin. We are even sinful. Yeah?
You cut yourself off from me. And although you're still alive, you were slowly dying. So you looked for other things.
This is pretty good so far, yeah. I mean, gosh, I wish I just started with this rather than the other side of it. Because, I mean, it's true. I mean, it's Genesis 1 and then 3. But to be sure, we are slowly dying, and it's our own fault because we've cut ourselves off from God. Although the whole image with the battery, well, that's fascinating and kind of right. The question is, so if I believe in Jesus, will I stop slowly dying? Yeah? Anyway, let's see where it goes.
To fill the void. But nothing works.
Well, this is good. This is the God-shaped hole inside of man. And when I say good, it's not really that good. It's kind of a common evangelical tactic to teach that you are void without God, but then by coming to Christ, that void will be filled and you will be complete and happy and joyous, and all those things you're searching for elsewhere will find their fulfillment in God. And while there is a certain truth to the fact that God indeed does bring joy eternal, there is this temporal reality that we don't stop being sinners. And so that gospel that God fills the hole in your heart can really become a false gospel, because when you emotionally don't experience fulfillment all the time, you can then end up blaming God for that, and it's a little bit dangerous. Well, let's see if they clear that up, though. Maybe they will.
It just kills you faster. And it separates us more and more. What are you searching for?
It doesn't necessarily kill you faster, but it does separate us more and more and drives this dividing wall between God and man. What are you searching for? Most people are searching for vanity. Now, they're not actually searching for God. No one's seeking God. So what are they searching for? What are you searching for? I search for my sin, usually. I need God to come and find me. All these really kind of visceral images again, trying to strive and drive home the fact that I'm broken, that I am incomplete. And that's good. Again, I could have gone without you telling me how great I was to start and just talked about this vanity, which is destroying me, but can't help but still feel something's wrong. I mean, we still got 2 minutes left in this.
I don't want you to die. I created you, not to be destroyed.
Ooh, that's good. I like this. I mean, it's very un-Calvinistic. He created us not to be destroyed, but to live. He doesn't want us to die. God would not see the death of the sinner. And this is good. There's gospel here. I mean, it's kind of buried still. I'm waiting for it to really be clear, but I'm just not sure what to make of this.
But to know me. So I became one of you. A fragile creation. I was tempted. But I never sinned.
It's pretty good, yeah?
I came to save you. You have so many sins, and they have a cost. Someone has to die. You or me.
I don't want to like dog it because it's actually almost gospel at this point. It's kind of good, but no, not you or me. It's both. We both have to die. Yeah. Or well, I mean, he doesn't have to die, but you have to die no matter what. You can die by yourself, or you can die in him. All right, and that's the difference.
So I took on your sin and traded in my life for yours, and I died in your place.
That's good. That's the gospel. The vicarious atonement that Jesus has switcherooed with us, our sin imputed to him, and now his righteousness imputed to you. Still got a minute left and haven't heard the name Jesus yet. But, you know, they're trying. They're trying.
Because I love you. then?
So all these images of like a reversal. So somehow I think resurrection's coming, and I sure hope so.
I rose from the dead.
I rose from the dead. Yes. Who? It's assuming Jesus at this point. They gotta say his name.
I am the way, the truth, and the life. I am Jesus.
Oh, good. They said Jesus. Good. Who's Jesus? I mean, if you're a Muslim watching this, or like a Buddhist who's never heard, who's Jesus? I mean, I don't want to. It's gospel so far still, so I don't want to criticize too much, but.
I'm not here to condemn you.
True.
I came to bring you back to life. Rely on me. I will forgive you.
Wait, I mean, it's like, wait, I came to bring you back to life. You rely on me now, and I will forgive you. Maybe I'm being nitpicky here, but really, I came to bring you back to life. I forgive you. And you know what? You are free to rely on me now, but I don't require it of you. My reliability is enough to get you out. Yeah. And true, trust, I mean, faith, this is important, but it's not like it hinges on our doing something. He actually is going to do it to you. He is reliable.
And give you eternal life.
And give you eternal life. I'm waiting for the if. I really am. I can feel it coming.
I love you. And I did all of this to have a relationship with you.
A relationship. That's a big word, kind of little term. They can explain it, probably not, but it does mean usually emotional connection as opposed to word and sacrament. Just be aware. But, okay.
Will you follow me?
I knew it. If. There's a hook, there's a catch. You must. Hear what I'm saying? It almost makes all of the actual gospel worse because it gives it. So here, look, freedom, life, freedom, takes it away. And it says, if you will. And it's law. So that mingling of law and gospel is worse. It's worse. You're worse off once you have fallen through that gospel into another life centered around your own need to build up justification. Once you live in that trapped little boundaried-in place where all you see is your own attempts at righteousness, you're better off than if you had never known. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm saying Jesus was there, right? The death, the resurrection, they proclaimed it, but why the if? And I get it. There's, we want you in church, right? I mean, faith is important. The Holy Spirit's going to create faith in you. You're going to come to church. You're going to receive His Word and His sacraments. Be enlivened. Learn to love and serve your neighbor, because that's what life's about. Not about you, but about us, right? Not that Jesus will forgive you if you'll follow Him, but that Jesus has died for you, and so therefore He has forgiven you, right? All have sinned and fall short of the glory of God, as we said earlier on, and all are justified by His grace as a free gift. And this was to show God's righteousness, that at the right time He died for the ungodly, being both just and the justifier of those who do not deserve it. There's no if, there is only promise. And the promise is that you will follow. You will follow Him where? To His cross, where you see Him dying for you. To His empty tomb, where you see Him rising for you. To His table, where He feeds you with Himself. Not into some life of like really hard trying to be a super spiritual person, which can't guarantee you that's where it's going to go, but it's like 99% betting odds that this thing turns right around and becomes how you can transform your life and start applying your salvation to being a better person, which again is going to be all about you. Whew. Yeah? And you can call me arrogant and like, oh, how can you say that, Pastor Fisk? Well, because I've been around the block a few times and I've seen how this bait and switch works. And Arminianism, I mean, it sure sounds like gospel, but I can't say I really enjoyed that, even aesthetically. I felt it was a little bit, I don't know what's the right word. Maybe it was too tame, but it wasn't tame. It was visceral. It was a strange selection of images that to me personally just didn't quite jive. But that's just opinion. I mean, you could throw that out. You can say it was pretty. You can say it was moving, all that stuff. I mean, it felt like an Apple commercial though, right? I mean, they even used the Apple stuff there. And I like Apple and I'm all for Apple commercials, but something in my gut says the gospel's bigger than Apple commercials. But I suppose if the gospel is only the 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 sales pitch to get you to come follow and do the real deal, then I guess why not have an Apple commercial? I don't know. But kind of awkward. So, hey, would you like to see what, Worldview Everlasting? I mean, for those of you who are just watching this and you don't know me from Adam and you hate me now because you think I'm just being critical, I get it. You can turn off, whatever. Before you turn it off, let me say to you, my concern is that the full gospel be preached without the law actually mingling and destroying it. And I'm all for preaching the law in its place and talking about what is right and what we ought to do. It's just that's not the gospel. The gospel is Jesus did it. It's done for you, right? And it's not like Jesus did it for you so that you can now do all this stuff. It's that Jesus did it for you. He's coming again to bring you righteousness. And in that time, all the doing we do in eternity, the loving of neighbor, none of it will be work. It's just going to burst forth from us. It's just going to be this desire we have to love others. And I don't like commingling that with like some kind of command that you better now follow Jesus and try really hard, because that's not what he actually said. Yeah, no, but we can talk about that at another time. If you, who are just not brand new to the show with this episode, and I learned to some extent to actually kind of enjoy what we're doing here as Lutheranism in the evangelical wasteland, would like to see what Lutherans would do if we did that kind of stuff, if we actually were to put together real visual media to just kind of get out there and break the mold and challenge and do different things, well, that would be what this Lutheran Ninja Clan thing is all about. And we're still working our way toward that point where financially we're able to do it. Hopefully going to be releasing more information about that in the coming months or so. Get excited. I mean, just think about if that was actually about the death and resurrection of Jesus and had visceral images that really were about the death and resurrection of Jesus, and then didn't bait and switch it and make it about you at the end, but just left it about the death and resurrection of Jesus for you. Think how much fun it would be to share that with your friends. Know what I'm saying? Anyhow, so I don't know, best show ever, worst show ever, you tell me. It's been a strange day, second recording, and I just feel weird, but I am. Hey, hope you've enjoyed. Let us know what you thought about this show. And if you got other videos out there in the Christendom world that you'd like to see us review in this way, please do send them in. You can always ask questions at worldvieweverlasting.com, but if you want a video reviewed, you got to send that sucker to Peter Slayton. You can find him on Facebook, or just post it on the Broken/Worldview Everlasting Facebook page. We'll be happy to take a look at it and let you know what we think. And hopefully, even with today's, you get, it wasn't all criticism, right? I mean, it was almost good. At the same time, once you learn to smell that moralism, that mysticism, that rationalism, not a lot of rationalism in that video, but once you learn to smell those things, suddenly even a hint of it just makes the soup not taste quite so good. So much better when you get all the spices just right, and that's what we'd like to do. Yeah. I think the show's over now. Catch you next time. Rock on.
Everyone at a small local college is crowing over an interesting visitor that is on the loose in campus.
It's a chicken, and it's brought new spirit to Concordia University. Nancy's live in River Forest with some interesting nuggets of new information.
Nuggets. I see what you just did there.
What the heck? I know.